Yeah! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, and 18-time undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Peter fucking Joseph here, as I changed the title of my channel. So, it is I, your Tribal God, Peter fucking Joseph here, for a Monday night video. And it's Monday night. You know what that means. We got Monday night coming up in a little while on that great app of Netflix. Should be a pretty interesting show. Nothing great from the preview. Maxine will be taking on Natalia. She looks like she wants to break Natty's ankle. So we'll see what happens with that. We got the Usos back in tag team action. Going to defend the titles against Otis and Akira Tozawa. That should be a boring match. And I think we got one other match tonight. I forgot what it was, but kind of looks like a mid edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So we'll see what happens with that as we're on the road to the Elimination Chamber. We also got some Elimination Chamber matches tonight as well. I forgot about that. So it should be maybe a match show tonight, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, thank you for watching right here on the Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down below in the description box. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Leave a comment on the videos if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, beaten severely, and then Ozzy and Satan will eat your fucking soul. So go do it somewhere else. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video, because if you miss anything, you're SOL. You know what that means. And then that's pretty much it. And for our newbies out there, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab yourself a nice tasty cold one. This is fruit punch. By the way, not a mixed drink, because here's the proof. That's not a mixed drink. It's like Gatorade, or Powerade. It's just a different brand, but it is what it is. But sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab yourself a nice cold one, and enjoy the show. You like it? Great. You don't? Go fuck yourself. Simple as that. Simple as that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this Monday night, February the 9th, 2026, hope you had a great day. It was a little chilly here in the Northeast, warming up a little bit over the next couple of days, and then, hopefully, after Valentine's Day, you might get a big storm. Hopefully not, but it's too many days away, so we don't know yet. Hopefully it's just a rainstorm, maybe a mixed storm. Like we're getting a little bit tomorrow, not too much, like in the evening, near the overnight. Nothing to worry about. Gonna be 40, 41, 42 on Wednesday. Gonna be great. So all this snow can hopefully start melting. But it is what it is. That's that. But whatever you may be, hope you had a great day. And if not, well, too bad for you. That's that. Alright, on this Monday night, before we get to Monday Night Raw, let's do some quickie news here for the news of the day. I usually do these every so often when I really got nothing to talk about, so I go to the Bible of all wrestling talk, and that's Ringside News, even though it's not a credible source, but it is what it is. So let's do some quickie news for that ass and per wrestling, and that's that. Alright, first news story out the gate. Bad Bunny destroys Kendrick Lamar's rating. 135 million plus. As of right now, it's not official yet until tomorrow at 4 p.m. It could go down, it could go way up. But right now, initially, per NBC as well, Bad Bunny's halftime show, which was epic, 135.4 million views. So that destroyed that bitch Kendrick Lamar's fucking record. Goodbye, so long, farewell. And that's that. So we take that out, and that's it. Alright, but the other big thing that happened yesterday, but there was an update to it today, Bron Breakker is out indefinitely with, as he got hernia surgery, or was about to get it, and, people are like, how the hell did he get hurt? Well, here's the story. PW Insider reports that the WWE star, Bron Breakker, suffered the injury flipping over the announce table on, not last week, week before that, January 29th episode of Raw, where he flipped the table over in a fit of rage. Remember what happened with Mr. Adam Pearce and everything. Well, actually, at the Royal Rumble, I should say. No, before the Royal Rumble. I don't remember. Whatever it was. It wasn't January 29th. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Maybe it's the February 1st edition of Raw. February the 2nd. You know how PW decided does not do anything right. They can't even get dates right. But anyway, he flipped over the announcer's table in a fit of rage after basically a hooded figure, which still don't even know who that is, attacked him and then fed him to Oba, Femi, and then Oba just threw him over the top rope to eliminate him. So on Monday Night Raw last week, he came out, was pissed, obviously so, and then he, in a fit of rage, he flipped over to your fucking announce table, weighs like a ton, and that's how he hurt himself. Now he's going in for hernia surgery, and he's going to be out an undisclosed amount of time. They said maybe 4 to 6 weeks, but he should be back for WrestleMania. So, by February 4th, which was last Wednesday, it was determined that he would need surgery to repair the hernia. The surgeon pulled him from all WWE plans. He has now officially been removed from all WWE travel, so he'd be staying home right now, with Izzy Dame, I assume. Also told by Wednesday, this is PW Insider saying, it was determined he was going to require surgery for a hernia. He's officially off the road while he recovers. We are told there is currently no timetable for his return at this moment. So, kind of sucks since it's WrestleMania season, so you get these injuries right before Mania that kind of, could hurt their Mania plans, and they have to shift everything. It's weird. It's just, Seth Rollins had that a couple years ago, and he's got one this year, and WWE doesn't know what's going to happen with Seth Rollins, if he's going to make it to Mania, or he's not going to make it, so they don't even know right now, and Hunter has, egg on his face right now. Because, really you only got one match, which is Roman and Punk on night 2. There's teasing Liv Morgan and Stephanie Foucault, probably on night 1. And then Drew McIntyre against Cody and maybe Jacob. Whether that be on night 1, probably going to be on night 1. It ain't going to be on night 2, it makes no sense. But, So, WrestleMania plans are kind of going in chaos right now. But, with all these unexpected injuries at the wrong time. I mean, you get a serious injury right before Mania and you're in a big freaking program. Oh boy. It throws a wrench into it. Like how the pandemic threw a wrench into WrestleMania 36. You don't remember that. And I didn't really like 36, to be honest with you. I didn't like it at all. Alright, so that's one of the big stories. Alright, but there's a spoiler going around that spoiler plans revealed for another WrestleMania 42 match. Now, this involves El Grande Americano and the other Grande Americano, Chad Gable and Ludwig Spears, and, Rayo and Bravo, that's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So that drama started at the Royal Rumble. We saw that at the Triple A show on Saturday night, where Chad Gable's character beat up Ludwig Spears, Grande Americano, handcuffed him, and we see him at the end of the show. So, it's heading straight for WrestleMania as a battle between both El Grande Americanos at WrestleMania, if everything goes as planned. After weeks of build-up, the surprise return of Chad Gable as the original El Grande Americano was at the Royal Rumble, and WWE is moving forward with the showdown at WrestleMania 42, which could be Mask versus Mask, obviously, but we already know who they are, so it kind of makes some sense. But during the Q&A session with WrestleVotes, the company's fully committed to the match and believes it's a major draw. It says WWE sees the money here. This is making the Mania card. It's a surefire WrestleMania match. It makes the WrestleMania card either way. So probably be a Max versus Max match. I don't know. they were talking about the Royal Rumble, the other El Grande Americano played by Ludwig Spears, Ludwig Kaiser, whatever you want to call him. Got tossed out moments later. Gable cost Kaiser a match against Javon Evans by interfering, just as he was about to load up the mask. That was on Raw last week. So setting up OG versus Imposter. And it kind of feels like, doesn't really have that feel of the Undertaker versus Undertaker match at SummerSlam a long time ago. So, we'll see what happens with that situation. So it looks like a mask versus mask versus mask match. Say that 5 times fast. At WrestleMania between the El Grande Americanos. And that's that. Alright. Dominic Guerrero, they say. Oh, Eddie, your son. He's in the news, they say. Oh, he's always in the news. He's a champion, they say, pero. Okay. But Eddie's son, Dominic Guerrero, they say, was a big match coming up in Triple A. A, title versus hair match or something like that. With Dom's hair's on the line. Against El Vikingo. So. But, he may be, he has that war in Triple A, but WWE's still waiting for him to get cleared for action because of his shoulder injury. According to Fightful, and we saw him at the Triple A show in a one of those on the Tron basically. So according to Fightful Select, Dominic has been sidelined with an injury since December the 20th, just after recapturing the WWE Intercontinental title at Survivor Series from that guy named John Cena. Despite holding the title, he hasn't defended it since, and his status remains somewhat of a mystery until now. WWE is hopeful that Dominic will be back in the ring in the near future. He's been sidelined since December 20th, but hasn't been able to defend the title since November 29th. Well, since getting it back since November 29th. The report adds that despite being physically unable to compete, Dominic has continued to appear regularly on both WWE and Triple A programming. We saw him last week with Liv Morgan, where he didn't really do anything, just introduced her, snuggled and kissed her, and that's it. So he's been involved in ongoing storylines, including one that may take a dramatic turn. On the Triple A show on Fox, Dominic was confronted by El Hijo del Vikingo, challenging him to raise the stakes for their match on March 14th for the Triple A Mega Championship at Rey de Reyes. Like I said, he's Dom's gonna put his hair on the line. I hope he doesn't get his hair cut, because that's a great mullet. Eddie will tell you. It sucks that you cut that mullet off, after a while, and then you have that short haircut, which still looks good. I had to cut it, Angie didn't like my hair in her mouth and stuff like that. No, I didn't need to know. Anyway. So the two are set for... Dominic put his hair on the line. That would turn the title match into a fight for pride, legacy, and honor. And the contract signing is coming up next Saturday night on Fox, where fans expect a final answer. So I think Dom's gonna put the title and his hair on the line against El Hijo and probably lose. And it's not gonna look good, but you never know. So that's pretty much it. So we're gonna see if he gets cleared to compete at Triple A, and then eventually maybe going into WrestleMania. But right now we have nothing to report on Dom. And that's that. Alright, now, I mentioned the Bad Bunny thing. Jake Paul said goes on Twitter, says the halftime show sucked, and Bad Bunny was a disgrace to Puerto Rico. And then his brother, Logan Paul, basically said, shut the fuck up, because you live in Puerto Rico like I do. So Jake Paul, shut the fuck up. You overrated bitch. You got knocked the fuck out about a month or so ago. So, shut up, Logan Paul. Jake Paul, not Logan Paul. Alright, so Bad Bunny's performance at the Super Bowl has been talked about. Besides the rating, people hated it. Like Donald Trump, our president, went on a humongous tirade. Rosh Brown, who the fuck that guy is, he went on a tirade. I mean, people saying, oh, it sucked. But Ross Brown, a former ROH, I don't even know who you are in Ring of Honor, and NWA wrestler is catching serious heat, like you should, after claiming the performance could turn your kids gay. Really. Brown went off about a blink and you'll miss it moment during the show where two male dancers were seen dancing near each other, grinding on each other. I mean, really? We're going that way? Oh yeah, if two girls were grinding on each other, are gonna turn people lesbian? Or turn young girls lesbian now? Come on! Get over this fucking bullshit! With Bad Bunny and Ice and everything. Get over it! It's stupid! So he went into full panic mode like Donald Trump did, and he says, and I quote, "Don't be surprised when you see your sons grinding on other boys in the near future. You let them watch this stuff, and we all know television is the biggest influence." Wrong! Oh, like the whole thing with music. Remember when Ozzy went to court because some idiot blew his brains out because of a suicide solution? Not when he killed himself. I forgot how I think he blew him. He committed suicide, basically. I don't know how, but Ozzy had to go to court because his family was saying there were subliminal messages in Suicide Solution where it says, "Do it," shoot, and then Judas Priest also went to court for, I forgot what song it was, but it has "do it" in it, and these two kids killed themselves because they heard music, or it was they heard it was played backwards and you hear "do it," something like that. And it was like, and then the whole Marilyn Manson shit. And then people like, oh, music, influences these kids to kill themselves or slit their wrist and shit. They worship the devil, which does not. I mean, I listen to metal. I've been listening to metal since, the 80s and everything, but it hasn't really influenced me. I mean, it has in a way, but, pick up a guitar and jam. But, I mean, it doesn't, I hear some songs and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna come kill myself. But there's songs about depression, there's songs about anxiety and everything, mental health. Anyone, that Disturbed has some songs. I mean, Papa Roach has, Leave a Light On, which talks about depression and suicide. So, it doesn't, it does have influence, but sometimes for the wrong reasons. I get it, but I don't know anymore. I don't know. I just don't know. But if this fucking schmuck says that, oh, don't be surprised if your sons and daughters are grinding on each other with other kids, or other kids of their genre, of their other boys or other girls, girl on girl, boy on boy, because they saw it on TV. They're gonna do it. Obviously, they're gonna do it with their young. You just gotta tell them it's just for performance. It's not meant to be taken literally. Like, oh, don't do it, But you can't do anything about that. But anyway, it's just stupid. All right. Brown insisted his problem wasn't with Bad Bunny's music, nationality, or language. Lie. It was the so-called messaging. Really? He said, that was my entire point about Bad Bunny. It's not about where he's from or what language he sings in. My issue is with the homosexual undertones in his music and videos that are pushed out to the public. Well, don't watch it then! You're letting television corrupt your children. Like I said, don't watch. Simple. Don't watch it. Raj, best known for his ROH run in the late 2000s, I didn't really get into Ring of Honor until the late 2000s, 2006 on. And is one half of the NWA Tag Team Champs, the Skull Crushers. Hasn't wrestled since 2022, but thanks to this meltdown, his name is back out there for all the wrong reasons. No response from Bad Bunny or WWE. I don't think they should. But, yeah. It's just stupid. Really, really, really fucking stupid that these people just bash Bad Bunny saying he's a mumble rapper. I guess because you can't understand Spanish or reggaeton, pendejo. Morons. Go listen to your mumble crap that nobody cares about, like Kendrick Lamar, right? Or Ren and NF. Nobody fucking cares. We got that. I'm not gonna go into what's, okay. Alright, that's some, Elimination Chamber matches tonight, if you care. We get to that. Let's got some women's matches. Rhea Ripley, Lyra Valkyria Dalasi Beach from Ireland, and Ivy Nile will clash in a triple threat match for a spot in the chamber. I guess we're going to see Rhea Ripley probably win that. Then again, probably give it a Lyra Valkyria. Because I think Rhea and Io will defend the titles soon against... defending them on SmackDown this Friday night against Lash Legend, Get Shit Done, and Nia Jax. See what happens with that. Well, maybe Mommy will do double duty. And, we got that. Alright, so the opening segment would be, come on! Becky Lynch to kick off the show. I guess about her Intercontinental title plans with, Maxine and, everything's going on with her situation. Match number 1 would be the Usos against Alpha Academy, Otis, and Tozawa for the Raw Tag Team titles. Match number 2 will be Maxine Dupri versus Natalya in a grudge match. Rhea Ripley versus Lyra versus Ivy in a Women's Elimination Chamber match. The main event, I don't know why this is the main event, Pentagon Zero Miedo will take on Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. And Austin Theory in the Men's Elimination Chamber match. See what happens with that. Additional Elimination Chamber qualifying matches may be added during the show. And that's it. So that's it for that. So that's most of Monday Night Raw. And what's gonna that's gonna close the show basically. That's the closing match. And the opening match is gonna be the tag team title match. Triple H was ready to beat down CM Punk over Stephanie McMahon jab. I think that was before he left. He had that whole thing. I'm not gonna get into that story, but anyway. Alright, Powerhouse Real Hobbs, or now known as Royce Keys, Alicia Keys' brother. Stupid name. But, it's named after his mom, I think. Something like that. So we saw him at the Royal Rumble making his WWE debut. Pretty good performance and a stare-down with a certain guy named Bobby Priest. That was epic. He was backstage at Raw, but was not included on the SmackDown run sheet for last week's episode. We're gonna see him this Friday night from Dallas, so maybe a thing with Poppy. So we'll see what happens with that. So Will Hobbs' first official feud in WWE is gonna be against Bobby Priest. Gonna be big meaty men slapping meat. I can't wait for it. Good stuff. Moving on. Alright, let's see if anything else. Logan Paul's bodyguard shows fan at the post-Super Bowl crowd gets too close. Oh boy. That might put him in hot water. Alright, let's see what else here. Like I said, the Bad Bunny's halftime show drew massive viewership. I don't know why that went to Logan Paul again, but... Okay, I'm going to try to get that story again, if I can. Alright, let me get to that story, and there's a death in the WWE family, and I'll get to that in a minute. But it's nothing, nobody big, it's just a WWE producer who passed away. Alright, according to CBS News, more than 135 million people turned in to watch Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl 60 halftime show, making it one of the most watched halftime performances ever. Number 1, by the way, beating out Kendrick Lamar's 133.5. Something like that. I think it was around 133.5. So, there you go. So all you Kendrick Lamar fans are saying, oh, he's not going to beat him. eat shit today, huh? And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, there was a death in the WWE family as, longtime WWE production employee Jim Shank has passed away. He worked for the company for 26 years. So, my thoughts on condolences go out to Jim Shank's family and the WWE as well. That's that. TNA's rating went way up. Holy shit. Not way up, like a million, but it went up from last week. I think it went up to 241 this week. For last week's show. If I can get the freaking, story to go on. There you go. Alright, according to WrestleNomics, TNA last week did 241,000 views, up from 201. So, went up 40,000 views from last week, so getting it, creeping up there. Impact posted a 0.05 rating, which was an increase of 0.1 from last week. So that represented a gain of 40,000 viewers, plus almost 20% week to week, while the demo rose by 25%. That's pretty decent. Not great, but decent, so, it's 4 episodes in, and they're, getting around 241,000, which you would expect, but, even though last week's show was kind of a jobber fest, still did 241. So we'll see what happens this Thursday night on the program with episode number 5 of TNA on AMC, and I believe it's live this Thursday night, the night before No Surrender in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep! I think it's live. I'm not sure if it's live or not. We got that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, put up your ones. Roman Reigns. Next time we're going to see our tribal chief will be in 3 weeks. March the 2nd from the Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. On the road to WrestleMania against CM Punk. So he'll be on March the 2nd. 2 weeks later, he'll be at the Frostbank Center in San Antonio, Texas. Then he'll be on the week after that, March the 23rd, at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. So after March 2nd, he'll take a week off, and then he's on the next 3 Raws. 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th from Madison Square Garden. And then we won't see him again for a couple more weeks until the 13th at the Golden One Center, which is the Raw before Mania in Sacktown, Sacramento, California. So, Roman kind of getting back to, people saying, oh, he's a full-timer now. He's got 5 dates coming up. So we won't see him this week. We won't see him for the next 3 weeks. We won't see Roman at all. So Punk's going to just talk shit. Probably talk shit tonight, talk shit next week, talk shit the week after that, and then Roman will be back to say, hey, I heard you said 3 weeks ago, I'm going to fuck you up. And you're going to acknowledge me. So we got that. But yeah. Also, Roman, was on, well, he wasn't on Speaking Up. He was on Up and Adam, some podcast show, and, was asked about if he hates CM Punk, and Roman said, I don't hate him at all. I'm the guy who gets under people's skin. I can draw that out of him if I can get him emotional. If you know you're in their head, you can beat them. Like I do with my haters, but I digress on that. Alright, so Roman's kind of playing mind games with Punk. Obviously. Look at that. Alright, Natty, Natalia's now going by Natty, so she's officially changed her name to Natty, which, we got that. Chelsea Green, Madam President, had a gruesome ankle injury, and she might be on SmackDown this Friday night, Friday the 13th SmackDown. She wants all these things like red M&Ms. She wants some guy to wheel her out in a wheelchair. He has to wear a tuxedo and some shit. Don't know if she's gonna get that. Who knows? And that's that. Alright, got a couple more stories and we're gonna get to Raw. Murder charge dropped against Amanda Penny in the death of former WWE developmental talent. Damn. She killed some guy, and She was released from jail after prosecutors dropped the first-degree murder charge against her. She was actually Amanda Penny was the ex-wife of a former, what was the name of the wrestler though? Shoot, Nickel? I don't know who Nickel is. Maybe I went past it. No, I guess not. Anyway, she was accused of being part of the deadly July 2025 confrontation that left Nickel, I guess that's the name of the guy he killed, dead, is now off the hook for murder, but she's not in the clear. She's still facing serious charges like hindering apprehension, possession of a firearm. That will cost her 20 years in prison, potentially more if it gets bumped to a Class B felony due to prior violent offenses, or if it's tied to another crime, or she's going to jail for life, then, pretty much. But despite that, Penny didn't get off with a slap on the wrist. She's been ordered to complete 8 to 10 months at the Victory Mission Bible Training Center. Oh boy. In Arkansas. Yep. That means full participation, all aspects included, mandatory counseling. So basically, like kind of like rehab. But different rehab, like Alcoholics Anonymous, and all that other shit. She also has a strict no-contact order, meaning she's barred from contacting Nickel's family, which includes her own son. Damn. And her next court date is locked in for July 28th via Zoom. Meanwhile, Michael Hogue, Hogue, the man accused of pulling the trigger, is still rotting in a Benton County jail. He's facing first-degree murder and possession of a firearm by certain persons. And because his parole for a previous violent conviction was yanked, even a $750,000 bond isn't going to help get him out. He just been released a month ago before the shooting. And Nickel, known to fans as Knuckles Madsen, and earlier as Ivan Warsaw, don't even know, was gunned down on July 11, 2025, after being shot in the abdomen. In Rogers, Arkansas. He was rushed to the hospital, but didn't make it. He was 41 years old. His mother, Susan Kinderman, told local media she believes her son may have been lured into a deadly setup. Yeah, that'll do it. She said, and I quote, there was some kind of argument. Maybe there was texting going back and forth. I think they enticed Kevin to meet up with them. I was told by the detectives that there was some kind of altercation. Shots were fired. Kevin was killed. That's all we really know. Oh, boy. She also said about Nickel and Penny's long history. She was his first friend that he met in high school. They were dating, then they got married. They were happy for a long time, and then I guess they started to grow apart, and that happens. And, neither of them were happy. Kevin took a job where he could be gone 2 weeks at a time. Things just progressively got worse until they divorced. And Nickel signed with WWE in 2012, appeared at NXT live events before leaving the company in 2013. Continuing wrestling across the South through 2024, sharing the ring with Jerry the King Lawler. I'm not going to go into everything that Susan Kinnaman said. So her Penny's release throws a wrench into what seemed like a clear-cut murder case. Now all eyes turn to Michael Hogue and whether the full truth will ever come out. So, not a big story, but something interesting, I guess. Let's see, anything else? Alright, got maybe one more. Oh, the big one I forgot to mention. AEW Double or Nothing's coming to Queens, New York City at the Louis Armstrong Stadium, not Arthur Ashe. It's the smaller one next to it. And that's going to be May the 24th, 2026. So, New York, get ready for AEW Double or Nothing. One of the big pay-per-views of AEW. And that's coming May the 24th, 2026. It's a roughly 14,000 seat stadium. With I guess with the seats, might be a little bit more than 14,000. So, right now it is scheduled for May the 24th. And that's right before Memorial Day weekend. Let me just check that date. Whoops, I went past that. Yeah, May the 24th, because May the 25th is Memorial Day. So Memorial Day weekend, AEW is going to be doing a pay-per-view. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE counters that with maybe a show on the 23rd, I don't know. Or maybe they do what they did, I think, last year when they had an AEW pay-per-view and an NXT pay-per-view. Who won that? AEW. So, we got that. Hulk Hogan Brothers iconic WrestleMania 18 boot sells for a lot of money on auction. So whoever bought that, lucky you. TJ Perkins, remember him? Is at the Performance Center, doing some stuff behind the scenes. Bron Breakker. Charlotte Flair confirmed she's open to dating a football player. Who doesn't want to date a football player these days? It is what it is. Gail Kim got served by TNA. Oh boy. So I was mentioning that, and that's that. Alright, we're going to Netflix right now, so I'm going to get out of here. So, let me know your thoughts about all the news of the day. So Bron Breakker, Dominic Guerrero, Double Nothing in Queens, New York City in May, around Memorial Day weekend. And some of the other stories I mentioned in this video, so pick and choose what you want to talk about. And like Cube would say, let's talk about it. That's that. Alright, we're going to Netflix now. And, let me just fire it up. If I can. Alright, we're going to go to Netflix, and Monday Night Raw is just about to go on the air. From some, where are we? I don't even know where we are. Where are we? I don't know. We're from some shithole in America. Alright, I just gotta turn it on. There we go. Alright, so we got the signature on right now. We're gonna start, like I said, off with Becky Lynch. So we're gonna get the man talking to us for a little bit. Then we're gonna got the Raw Tag Team titles on the line between the Usos and Otis and Akira Tozawa. And then we got the Elimination Chamber matches, the qualifiers. Alright, so where are we? Oh, it's Cleveland. Oh, they're in Cleveland tonight. The home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. So we got that. Alright, so I'm going to get to Raw right now. I'll be back later with your Monday Night Raw review on the Kill Demons channel. And that's that. Alright. Hey, Phil, you piece of... Oh, AJ! AJ Lee is in the house tonight! Woohoo! That ass! Uh-oh. The man Becky Lynch is here. Oh, shit. And she is mad as hell. She is mad as hell and she won't take it anymore. And Punk is there too. Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and Rio, they're in the house. Mommy's going to take on Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Then we got Pentagon versus Eli Drake and Austin Theory in the men's Elimination Chamber match. Dominic's playing WWE 2K26. Liv Morgan and Raquel are throwing darts at something. We're going to hear from Liv again. You know, that'd be great. Alright, now we're going to hear from probably the man right now because she's pissed and she's supposed to start the show. Alright, so we are live from Cleveland. Michael Cole and Corey Slave at ringside. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun tonight watching Raw. And like I said, I'll be back on my Killer Demons channel with your Monday Night Raw review. We'll talk about Ring of Honor tomorrow afternoon. Because I do have some errands to run tomorrow. So we'll do that. And a whole lot more tomorrow. Later and tomorrow on that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.